8:19 on a Friday, Boston, Massachusetts.
Guys, I got some news, some terrible news. We got a huge problem.
I feel like we could do a podcast, and it would be a million times better than whatever that drivel was we were listening to.
What the hell is a podcast?
What is that? The future of radio. You jabronis.
Heyo, and welcome to the Always Sunny Cast. I'm your co-host, Eric Honey.
And I'm your co-host, Ross Vinegar.
And this is the podcast where we watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We take a look at it through a microphone. I was going to say through a microphone, but I meant
Yeah, you can't. No, we talk into a microphone, but we watch under a lens. I think that's what you were trying to say.
That's great. That's a great way. You know what? You should do this. You're doing the intros from now on.
Heyo, welcome to the Always Sunny Cast. I'm your co-host, Ross Vinegar.
And we should say that, and we should welcome everybody to our new season, even though I did just mess up the intro.
Yeah, welcome everybody. It's season 5 of your favorite TV show.
That's right. We made it all the way to season 5. Ross, how was your break? Did you do anything Always Sunny related while we took a break?
No, I didn't. I thought about doing some stuff. We had made some plans, but COVID interfered.
Yeah.
Right.
We were gonna do. This is a little teaser for upcoming, but we're gonna do like a little Dave and Buster's thing. We might do a little review of Dave and Buster's because of the episode.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the podcast Doughboys, I think we're going to do a spoof of the Doughboys.
Right. For Dave and Buster's.
Yes, because that's the best place you can, play video arcade games and order a steak.
Exactly. But, so we actually haven't done anything at all. We've basically barely have seen each other or talked.
Oh, yeah. I've seen you the time we recorded the interview with Bill Cott.
Yeah, that's right.
And now.
Well, good. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
All right, it's enough about us. Let's get into this season premiere. This is season 5, episode 1. The Gang Exploits the Mortgage Crisis. Original air date September 17th, 2009. Written by Becky Mann and I'm going to say Audra Silaff. Now, I could be saying that wrong, but it's A-U-D-R-A,
Which part?
Audra, S-I-E-L-A-F-F.
Okay.
Silaff.
That sounds fine to me.
Yeah, and it's directed by Randall Einhorn. Ross, before we get into these new names we got here, which is very exciting, what's that IMDb summary? What is this episode about?
Okay. While Frank buys a foreclosed house with intentions of selling it for profit, Mac and Dennis become hot-headed real estate brokers, and Dee takes advantage of a suburban couple looking to hire a surrogate mother. Pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's about right. Thank you, IMDb. You did good on our season premiere. Finally.
Yeah, you really showed up.
There's more than we can say about us. And so let's get these new names we just heard out of the way.
Tell us about them. I want to hear about Audra first.
Well, she wrote on some shows such as One Day at a Time, The Real O'Neills, Raising Hope, Modern Family, Better Off Ted, and 4 episodes of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, very good.
In one of those episodes is Dee Gives Birth.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So
I like how she's here for the surrogacy, and then she'll be there for the birth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very interesting. And the other writer we have is Becky Mann. She's written on things like One Day at a Time, The Real O'Neills, Raising Hope, Modern Family, Better Off Ted, and 4 episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, one of those being Dee Gives Birth.
Wow, it seems like they're a partnership.
I think
much like those other guys that we had before.
Yeah. That's not something I ever really thought about but yeah, I guess there's teams
like partnerships.
They come they come as a team.
Makes
it's
sense.
Very interesting. I guess, yeah. But they it's kind of like the episode where Mac and Charlie are both auditioning for the same job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the office. It's like, well, you're both doing the one job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's tons of I'm actually listening to a book on Audible right now. I'm listening to The Expanse.
Okay.
And it says it's written by one person, but that's just a pen name for actually 2 guys.
Oh, okay.
That are writing
That's
partners.
interesting.
They write the book together. Yeah, but they put it under one pen name.
Is it a
Interesting?
combination? Is it a mashup name, or is it just
I
like
can't even
something
think of it. I
like
can't-
crazy different?
I can't even think of it right now, but it's like a name, 2 initials, then a last name, something like that. The book is awesome. I'm listening to it right now. It's like 20 something hours. It's awesome.
Yeah, don't
I'm like,
don't tell us what it's about or anything. Just
it's
say
like
it's cool.
space stuff. They actually made a TV show. But it's like sci-fi people in space, and it's kind of got like this like detective noir kind of like element to it.
Oh.
It's cool.
That's kind of cool. I like the detective stuff.
So we get some new writers, which is great, and also we get a new director as well. Isn't this great? A season, and this whole season. This starts off great, and the season's incredible.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. I think we're this season, last season. It's kind of like some of the most memorable moments. You know?
Oh yeah, oh definitely. And this new director here, Randall Einhorn, he's directed stuff like The Mick, The Muppets, The Fargo TV show, Wilfred, Nurse Jackie, Parks and Recreation, The Office, Modern Family, Fear Factor, which I thought was fun to throw in there.
They have a director?
yeah. Look scared. Look more scared. Yeah, I don't know. And he's done 14 episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. One, a personal favorite of mine, Mac and Charlie Write a Movie.
Mm-hmm.
That is like
That's a good one.
that could be like my favorite episode.
I don't know.
And then he also did The Gang Wrestles the Troops. That's another one that stood out
that's
to me.
an
I was
awesome
like,
one.
wow,
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's an incredibly classic episode for sure. But so yeah, he's going to be around this season.
Awesome. Glad to have him.
And Ross, since I said that this episode came out in 2009,
Mhm.
you got any 2009 trivia that was something that's going on in the world at that time for me?
The Federal Employees Paid Parental Leave Act was set in place in 2009. It allows federal employees to substitute any available paid leave for leave without pay available for the 1, birth of a child, or 2, placement of a child in adoption or foster care.
Now, much like Mac, when Charlie starts talking about lawyer stuff, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what any of that
It's
means.
just like basically like paid leave for like, child's care.
Oh, okay.
I should have
okay.
just
And that
defined it
ties-
as that, but I was reading their lawyer jargon.
and that you know many things about lawyering and
Yes,
such.
I am well versed and educated.
Oh, and that ties in because of Dee's she's going on maternity leave.
Yes.
Yeah, she's taking the
She
money.
just
from
walks
bitches
up to the
over.
register and just starts ripping cash out. And they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, nice, Ross. Good. And before we get, I guess we could maybe talk about this at the title, Kyle. Let's just get out of the way right now. The mortgage crisis.
Mhm.
What this episode is. Do you know anything about that, or at all? You have any information on the mortgage crisis?
I googled it. It was a 2008 thing, so I left it out. I was
Well,
looking
yeah, I have
for a
I
nice
have
2009 mortgage crisis fact, but
Well,
I guess
I
it's-
actually have the mortgage crisis. The thing I found has the mortgage crisis listed from 2007 until 2010.
yeah, that's believable. I think the thick of
Yeah.
it was like 2008. Like most of the
Right, so
Googleable
they
things said that.
this is very current. This is like a current at the time when this came out.
Oh yeah,
It'd be
yeah.
a pretty current episode.
It was happening.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, that was just about all this. These houses were being foreclosed because
Right.
they were
Banks.
lending to people that they know couldn't pay. So yeah, all crazy bad stuff. And of course,
It
always
must be super vague because we don't really know.
because you don't really know. Because even reading, even when you're reading the Wikipedia and stuff too, right? Isn't your brain
You
like
turn off and you're like,
Yeah.
anything else? Anything else?
It's just like this is just like words. Like I understand these words, just not in this order. Because it's like it's just nonsense
They
jargon.
just compound big words until you don't know
Yeah.
what they're talking about anymore.
But I kind of get the gist of that. It's not good.
Yeah,
How about
generally
that?
that.
Yeah. So, of course, this is great. Always Sunny, taking it on. So let's start the episode here with the cold open. 11:30 a.m. on a Tuesday in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Charlie, Mac, and Dennis are at Patty's discussing the legality of bird ownership as Dee is trying to get their attention. Now, I split this up. This is a very long scene.
Oh, yeah.
So I sort of split this up between people entering.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Charlie, Mac, and Dennis, they're discussing this idea of owning a hummingbird. Now, Ross, I know you looked up the legality of owning a hummingbird.
Oh,
What do
of
you
course
got
I
for
did.
me?
Well, first of all, a hummingbird is a legal tender, as we all know.
Yeah, of course. It's legal tender, which Charlie is saying that you can use that bird to buy goods and services.
Right, exactly, because it's cash in currency, according to him. But yeah, I did look up something about birds, and there is something called the Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1918. Did you see this as well?
I did, and you know what I love about stuff like this? That it's called a treaty act, as if we signed a treaty with the birds.
Yeah, like we sat down, an owl sitting across the table from George Washington.
That's what it sounds like. But yeah, I did, and it is interesting because it actually is illegal to own a hummingbird.
Yeah, that's crazy. Apparently, it's illegal to pursue, hunt, take, capture, kill, or sell approximately 800 species of birds because they are migratory birds. I don't know.
That means they got to leave. Like if you keep them in one, they don't stay in one
Right.
spot.
I guess
probably
they can't survive.
Yeah,
in
they
certain
can't
conditions.
Survive, yeah. Isn't that? But he's wrong though because he's right about the hummingbird, but he's wrong about the seagull because he says you can own a seagull as a pet, but that seagulls are actually also in that treaty.
Oh,
They're part of that
I
treaty as
bet.
well. So he's right about the hummingbird, but wrong about the.
Well,
shot in the
bird law
dark.
isn't governed by reason, so
Right.
it's hard
I love this
to.
conversation. The bird law thing. This is huge in Always Sunny. This is like a staple thing
Well,
of
they have
Charlie's
a thing
character.
for animals in general, but birds are one of them.
Yeah, and crows specifically.
Yes.
A lot of it sounds like
Crow-
crows. Like they
protein.
really have they really have a thing to do with crows. But like, okay, so yeah, in this conversation here is so funny because what were you thinking? Like Dennis, like yeah, you can own a hummingbird, you can own any bird you want.
Essentially, I guess if you can capture the bird, which is Dennis's argument, if you can like get the bird, acquire a bird, then you can have it as a pet.
Yeah, and by the way, Charlie's not agreeing with it. He's just saying it's illegal.
Yeah.
He doesn't think
He's
it
just
should
stating
be
facts.
illegal. Yeah. And then Mac wants to know about the gulls. What about gulls? Seagulls.
Dude, a gull will blow your eardrums out, dude.
And you know what? He's probably right.
Yeah. I wouldn't want one of those around.
Like those things on Revere Beach, where close to where we live, a seagull will come and take a pizza out of you.
Oh yeah, it'll like take your lunch.
Yeah, it has no issues like bullying you and taking your stuff. Yeah.
One time I was at the beach and my friend had food just like out open on his beach towel, and a seagull came over and I took my sandal and I tomahawk threw my sandal towards the seagull and it hit him in the head and he stumbled over, fell, and then everybody looked at me like I kicked a dog. And I get it.
Yeah, man. What,
what was I thinking in the first place?
Well, you almost think like birds seem impossible to catch or to hit or do anything to.
Exactly.
Because they like their reflexes are
magic.
insane.
Yeah.
So it's like when you do something, like when you if you're walking and you kick a pigeon, you're like, how did that happen?
Well, yeah, I never kicked a pigeon. That's like
I never either. I don't know why I use that as an example. I don't even know if that's possible. But yeah, so yeah, right. Bird law is not governed by reason, which is a great line,
Phrase.
and it's just
to wrap
it's
up
just
in Charlie's legality about birds.
And this whole time, Dee has news. She's got news.
Right. She comes in, guys, I got news. Seriously, it's huge news.
Yeah, and they're just talking right over her about the seagulls and stuff. They completely ignore her. It's a nice little game here to start the episode.
Right. And there's some good lines in here from like everybody a little bit. Like I love Dennis's "to spite you, I'm gonna get one." Like
it's almost like I wish somehow he did at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, Dennis. I love when they argue like this. Like three people arguing about something none of them know about.
or care about, really.
Or care about. Yeah, that they'll drop just as soon as something else comes along.
Mm-hmm.
So then Mac, Charlie, and Dennis continue to ignore Dee as Frank comes in with his own news. Then that he bought a house in order to flip it. Frank's got news. Oh, what? Frank's got news.
News.
It's so funny. Like
To ignore
really
D
put
for
the
so
nail in
long.
the coffin of D. Yeah, because D is saying I have news. She's using the specific word news.
Yeah.
I have big news. So then they go news.
Just
It's
continue the game
perfect.
of ignoring
Yeah.
D.
It's it's perfect. It's done so well how they do this.
Yeah, they don't even seem to hear her even.
Yeah, it's like, did they all make the conscious decision to mess with D and not pay attention to her, or are they just truly
Just
she's
not
invisible to them?
seeing and hearing her. I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, Frank, he just bought a house that the bank foreclosed on, and he's gonna make some money. He does some weird hand motions.
Cash.
He's doing a thing with his hand sideways.
Yeah.
It's it's so strange. I don't know. It's
He's signaling that he's doing a scheme of some sort.
right. Just run your bar. How about you guys just
Yeah.
run the bar?
You have a business. You're just not even doing that.
Yeah, so he's got a scheme going here with buying a house, and D is still really? Okay, you can see her going really? He's got news? She's getting upset. I love that. Caitlin Olsen's acting annoyed acting is
Oh, it's great.
She looks she looks seriously annoyed. When Charlie hears that Frank bought a house, isn't this interesting where Charlie's mind goes right to wait, you're not moving out.
Yeah, he gets so scared about that.
Yeah, it's a constant worry of his. Frank has done it. He's going to get a bang made.
Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't
So
like how
it's-
that worked out.
No, he didn't like that at all. It's interesting. That's something that's going forward. That is always an anxiety of Charlie is being separated from Frank.
Well, I mean, they're kind of a duo.
They are. They really are.
Charlie's so dependent on Frank now.
It's so brilliant to put the show together. How they put them together.
Right.
Can you imagine your father is hanging out with one of your friends?
Not in a lifetime.
Yeah, he's not. Frank isn't their biological father, but he raised them.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, he's. You know what I mean? For all purposes, that's their father.
Right. It should be weird as hell. I mean, well, we know Frank might be Charlie's dad.
Right. That is right. Yeah.
Right.
That's
So they are
where the
making up for
bond-
lost time.
Yeah, I guess in some way. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's a nice, sweet spin to put on it.
Trying.
But no, Frank's not moving out. He's just buying this house to, resell. And I love this little Mac thing. I don't know what it is about the dialogue. I don't know what it is that he goes, "Ooh, Frank, bad move. That's not a good time to buy. I think." He goes, "That's not a good time to buy. I think." The way he does "I think," I don't know. There's something I love about that. It's Mac being "I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I kind of heard this." You know what I mean?
That's how we should talk.
Yeah.
Through
We
this
should
whole
end every
podcast.
sentence with "I think." It's funny to do the sentence to do the "I think" at the end, not "Oh, Frank, I think this is a bad time to buy." No, it's "Frank, this is a bad time to buy. I think."
Right. This
I
is a
don't know,
fact,
something
I
about-
think.
Yeah, something about that phrasing I love. I don't know. No, he's actually wrong. Frank says, "No, you're wrong. The prices are really low right now, so
Right.
that when they do go back up, I'll make he'll make what's he say, a boatload
Boatload.
a boatload."
You know what? It's interesting to me that they don't understand this concept of buying low and selling high because they tried to do this with the gas beforehand. Remember?
Yeah,
They tried
Yeah, well,
this exact scheme with a different.
and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So then, why are you surprised that they don't understand this? They didn't understand it the first time either.
Yeah, because they didn't even wait for it to go up. They just immediately tried to sell it right away.
They try to return it. Yeah. So yeah, but they have to have it. Yeah, they have to explain to them. And I love Dennis's little. Oh, he's talking about flipping the house. Frank's talking about flipping the house.
Oh, flip a house.
And then they start going, yeah, they really like that. They love like a buzz, like a phrase or something,
Right.
And Dee's freaking out here. Dee finally she shouts and finally, "I'm having a baby." Dee finally interrupts with her news of becoming a surrogate mother, but the gang ultimately choose to ignore that as well.
Do yourself a favor. Flush it out.
It's horrible, horrible language.
It's
just,
so crude.
The way he's just crude about
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Dismissive
and she, she shouldn't have phrased it like that.
What do you mean?
She's not having a baby.
Oh no, she had the thought to be a surrogate for someone else. essentially. She hasn't done
Yeah,
anything.
like she hasn't done anything yet. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the way she phrases it is interesting, and then because they're confused by it.
Right. It sounds so definitive when you say I'm having a baby. It's like,
Yeah, and she says no.
I could
she's
say that
going-
too. I just haven't gotten a woman pregnant yet. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's just like that's not like her plan involves that, but it involves like so much before that.
Right. She's skipping a few steps.
She skips some steps. So, but then she does clarify her plan when they're confused about it. She's gonna have a child for a couple that can't have their own,
Mm-hmm. Which sounds nice.
and they pay big money
Right.
for that. That's what she's interested in. But wait a minute, hold on, I'm confused. She's carrying a baby somewhere for some people.
You know what? I'm not spending my money on another bastard. I did that
No, that's
twice.
like- they all immediately still don't understand. Charlie like truly just does
Oh, yeah,
not.
he's
thinks
way
he
out
doesn't
there.
understand. But then Frank like kind of just like still thinks it's
She's-
happening and that she's responsible.
Right. They're still not like really listening to her.
No,
Even
not
though
at
she
all,
is
yeah.
talking and has the floor.
And he says to his own kids, "I'm not spending any more money on any little bastard. I already did that twice."
Come
To
on.
his kids.
Dennis is, come on. Like, I'm right here.
I didn't catch that.
Come on.
Dennis goes, that is
Like, right
so
away.
funny. That is really funny. That makes that even funnier.
Yeah.
Dennis's reaction to it is so
Come
funny.
on. Like, you're not over it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And like
Yeah, like,
why
it's
say
over.
that? Well, whatever. But just Dennis is like, whatever. They're all confused. But Dennis is like, if your plan doesn't have anything to do with us, then what are
You just
what are we
like,
doing here?
he does a hand
Yeah.
motion like you're chatting at us. You're just chatting
Yeah,
at
like-
us.
That is so funny. Like, D, how does this involve us? You know what I mean? Like, and it just doesn't.
Which
so
I
they're
think
like,
is an interesting point. Like, I think it defines Dee as like the most independent member of the group.
oh, I definitely agree with that for sure. She
Like,
has less
she's like,
team-ups and
I
she's
have
on
this
her own.
plan. I'm carrying it out, and it doesn't involve any of you. I'm just informing you.
Yeah, that's right. Like they're so codependent on each other that whenever a plan is involved, they're all immediately like, oh, like Frank's Little Beauty's like, oh, I always assumed we were heavily involved.
I watched that
Like,
again
you know-
the other day, just for fun.
So yeah, it's I actually watched the episode where, because we're gonna meet Vic Vinegar later.
Mhm.
I actually watched the episode where Vic Vinegar comes back.
Oh,
It's like 4 seasons later. It's crazy because Vic Vinegar is Brian Lefebvre's driver / bodyguard. He says his name is Vic Vinegar, and later in the locker room, Dennis is firing him. He's like, "You're fired, Vinegar." He's like, "You don't got what it takes, Vinegar." He's calling him Vinegar. It's
you
so
fired
funny.
vinegar.
It's so funny. Because I won't get to the Vic.
Yeah,
Vinegar.
yeah.
Well, it's just like some of my favorite shit. Yeah. So it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't involve them at all, and she says that. I'm just telling you this.
Right.
And they're like, okay, fine, we don't care. But you love this little Dennis thing here where Dennis is sort of like, wait a minute.
That
Like,
is
let's
that
maybe
is big
involve
news.
Yeah.
Like he does
Yeah.
like back it up a little bit and like
But he
acknowledge.
says D being pregnant.
Mhm.
Like he still doesn't understand. He says D being pregnant is big news. That's she's not. You know what I mean? Like they still don't really get it. But the rest of them they want to do house.
Well, I think
House.
maybe. Well, come on. Like if you think
House.
like, we can put these
House.
flush,
Yeah,
flush,
Dennis
flush.
when Dennis flush. But I love when Dennis switches over. When he's
Yeah,
like,
he's like,
and he
okay,
starts
I'll give
doing
it up.
house too.
I'm with you guys. But yeah, at the end,
And,
the last 3 chants
Frank.
from Frank
Yeah, Frank.
are flush,
Yeah,
flush,
flush,
flush, and he's doing this
And he's, like,
gesture
pointing at her.
towards D. Yeah, I love it. It's so funny.
And then we get the title card. The gang exploits the mortgage crisis. This is like the gang exploits a miracle. It's sort of like the same phrasing of a episode.
Yeah, I mean they
Do we,
replaced.
do
the
we get
phrase.
any more? Do we get any more exploits? There's a couple solves, don't they? They do more than
Oh,
one
yeah.
solve, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
We gotta keep on the lookout for more exploits.
there's something like very like
Criminal.
yes, yeah, like scamish about it.
Like premeditated.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not. It's not good.
Yeah.
So we get the opening credit. We then join Dee at a house with the couple that she will be a surrogate for, and they work out the terms of Dee's contract. You got anything on this couple here?
Yes, I do. I have Sean and Kate. Sean is played by Benjamin Koldyke. He was in The Good Place, Silicon Valley, Boldly Going Nowhere, Curb, How I Met Your Mother, Michael J. Fox Show, and Back in the Game. Kate is played by Melody Linsky. She was born 1977 from New Plymouth, New Zealand. She was in Coyote Ugly, The Shield, The L Word, House, Perks of Being a Wallflower, 2.5 Men, Key and Peele, and a bunch of other stuff.
And in real life, she is Jimmy Simpson's wife, Liam McBoyle.
Oh.
I found that out on my little bit of research on the internet.
Oh, that's so cool. I did not see that. But you know who else was in Coyote Ugly?
Coyote Ugly. Our gal Artemis. Yeah.
And Dee and Caitlin Olsen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yes.
I wonder if they had met at some point.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool. Nice little tidbit there. Dee's here with this couple, and Dee did something to herself. Like, her hair is strange, and she's, like, dressed, like, kind of more...
She is classing herself up a little bit for this moment.
Fiancé Katie could not take Dee's hair.
Really? I didn't even notice that, to be honest.
Because I watched the episode a couple times, and she'd walk in and out and see it. And every time she'd say, I can't, her hair looks so bad like that. It's like up in the back and but down, or up in the top and down. I don't know. I don't know. She couldn't handle it.
To be honest, I could.
You didn't notice?
I could not tell you what it really looked like. I can't remember that well.
Yeah. I just know it was different. It was definitely like done in a certain way to like kind of she was trying to like class herself up.
That's so funny.
And the couple here, these questions they asked Dee
are perfect, right?
So we're gonna okay. So they ask her first up alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
She says no, doesn't touch the stuff.
She's an alcoholic.
So we don't even have to go back for examples. This is just flat out. We know this is an absolute lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like from every single episode, this can be like taken from. Okay, and then
so she says drugs and alcohol.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right?
Yes, drugs. And I want to get the alcohol away, but drugs. Let's talk about drugs. Let's think of the times
addicted to crack.
She was addicted to crack. What else we got?
Cocaine. Remember,
cocaine
she was dealing
with Charlie.
coke.
Yeah, cocaine with Charlie. Yeah. What else?
Was she doing pills at any point?
Yes, I was wondering if you're gonna get that one. She was doing steroids.
Oh yes, that's right.
She was doing whatever those were.
Yeah,
whatever she was getting. Yeah, that's right.
I think that's about it. I mean,
I'm trying to think back right now. Yeah, that sounds the crack, the cocaine, the pill, the steroids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's it for now. Yeah. So that's a flat out lie. She says nope, never touch stuff. Clean up here, clean down there. She says that after, I think, but yes. So then the next one is the mental illness.
Yep.
Now, this is very funny when, like, Dee does, like, a joke, like, oh, my brother's a dick. Does that count or whatever? And
I don't think so.
Yeah, and then it's just a joke.
It's just a joke, Sean. So next
Sean,
one.
Yeah, it's just a joke, Sean. And I know exactly Dee's feeling right there. When you
I do this all the
like
time, and people like
I know
they don't understand, and it's like, what I just said was so stupid and crazy. You thought it was real. Yeah. That just makes you a stupid person.
And also, like, lighten up, like don't you want this person here to have like a personality and a sense of humor?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
We
can
enjoy ourselves while we're doing this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Sean, come on,
yeah,
Sean.
Jesus, Sean, lighten up.
And but can we think of any examples of mental illness that had like Dennis is like a sociopath, right?
Yeah, I mean, and Dee is pretty schemy. I don't know,
narcissistic.
Yeah, she is narcissistic. What else?
I mean, I don't know what
I don't know.
I don't know if you want to count donkey brains. Do we count donkey brains in that?
I mean, I don't know if she was diagnosed.
I think we should actually just like the drugs thing, we should just go for the episodes we've seen anyways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
To make the continuity, right?
Sure.
Or whatever. And now the last one was a medical.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, and do you remember?
These people would need to see
a document,
files,
and
records and stuff. They're just gonna believe her, and now Ross, can you think of any medical issues Dio's had?
Well, I think of a couple. I mean, her bones are made out of glass. She had a heart attack.
Well, yeah, there's a whole episode called D has a heart attack. Yeah, that's right.
What else?
And I think that's just about it so far.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. But yeah, and then again, flat out lie, and she says, everything's all right up here, down here.
I love that line though.
Oh,
Down
yeah.
here, up here, wherever. I
And-
like how she's in control and like cool she's being. Like
Yeah,
this
she's
is a
conning
fun
them.
version of D in this
Yeah.
scene. I like how she acts with Sean and Kate.
Yeah, definitely. And Ross,
Yes.
let's talk turkey, and by that I mean money.
I love the let's
That's
talk
such
turkey.
a great. Yeah, like not to just say, "Hey, let's talk about the money." Like
Yeah.
to say it like that
It's like
is
a
so
fun
funny.
way to say that.
And she's gonna get the standard rate of $20,000.
I like the sound of that.
That's pretty good. But D has a menu.
I love this. This is like kind of like sales pitchy.
Yeah, she's like conning them. Yeah, it is so crazy what she's saying here.
Oh,
about,
the escalation of it is so nuts. It's like,
and it's like just Caitlin Olsen talking for like the whole time.
yeah, they say no,
like,
I
no.
think, once.
And I love like the phrases she's using. Like, if you want to double down, go for two. Like double down. Like the way
Oh,
she's
the price
like,
list. Like,
yeah, and she's gonna get discounts at the higher rates.
yeah, at about 4 or 5, you really start to see the savings.
yeah, and she mentions the Octomom here.
I know. I tried to look up an Octomom fact. I couldn't find one.
You remember that whole thing with the Octomom,
Yes,
right?
the woman that had 8 children at once.
Yeah,
She already
yeah,
had
yeah.
more children prior to that.
What do you mean?
Like,
Oh yeah,
I think she had like 4 children, and then she had like 8. Like, it's crazy.
That's so crazy.
It's too many.
And the way D phrases, like, you want to outdo that bitch? Like this,
I'll have
this
that
whole
conversation. No, I won't. I don't want 10 people inside me, Sean.
10 people is how she phrases it.
Yeah.
10 people. It's weird.
I don't want 10 people inside me.
It's so strange.
And, to that
And
I
then
can
no,
relate.
they just want the one
Mhm.
or whatever. Like, they should have so many red flags about D right now.
Oh, I know. She's just talking too much.
she has
For
a
one.
pricing sheet. She has a pricing guide. Like, it's crazy. So then, over at the house Frank bought, the gang confronts the family that lives there, and this is the club. So
Enjoy it.
You gotta look for shit on the walls, because that's what they do. When they know they're getting thrown out of a house, they smear feces all over the wall.
Really? Well,
Yes.
they didn't do that here. This is a pretty nice house, Frank.
Yeah.
Well lived in, maybe.
Oh, well, I found something cooking on the stove. That's pretty unresponsible.
I can't believe they left all this stuff in the house. I mean, what's the deal? Do we have to burn it?
Hey,
How's
get
that work?
the hell out of our house.
Jesus.
There's people here.
Squatters!
We're not squatters. This is our house.
What do you mean your house? I bought this house. We own this
You
house.
didn't buy it from us. You bought it from the bank. We didn't sell.
Oh, look, bitch. We bought it from them because they foreclosed on your bitch.
Yeah. You got proof?
Proof? What are you talking about, proof?
A deed, paperwork.
Yeah.
Go get your proof. Bring it back here. We'll look at the
Yeah.
paperwork.
Is that what you want?
Yeah,
I'll give you a proof. Hey, right here.
Hey, Frank, take it easy, bud. You gotta use your head now. Think about the law, all right? What happens if you accidentally hit a child with an umbrella? In the eyes of the law, that is child abuse. What happens then? In the eyes of the law, you have to give your properties to the parents of that child. I'm sorry, little kid. He doesn't know the law that well.
I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. It doesn't matter. We shouldn't bash these people up.
No, of course we shouldn't bash these people up. Look, okay, absolutely, we could cave the husband's skull in here. Yes, we could take the wife down to the basement, have a frenzied free-for-all with her. We could tie the kids up in their little rooms upstairs so they wouldn't hear any of
We'd
it.
have to kill the kids because they would have seen our face.
Right.
We could smear the walls with their blood, guys. There are any number of twisted scenarios that could play out here, but I think the easiest thing, really, is to just go get the deed.
Right. Why get weird?
Let's just keep it simple.
For now, we take the high road.
Let's take that.
Take the high road out of here.
Okay. All right.
Russ, you got anything on this family before we get into this hilarious scene?
The husband, Jerry, is played by Ray Porter. He was in Modern Family, The Mentalist, Shameless, BioShock 2.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Anytime there's a video game, I throw it in there for
Yeah.
you. Monk, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Always throw
Frasier
that one in there too.
and Murphy Pratt. I always throw in The Sweet Life if it's there. I don't know why. It sounds so funny to me.
This is some good shows.
Yeah, totally. And the wife is played by Jennifer Blanc Bine. She was born 1974 in New York City, New York. She was in The Crow, Party of Five, Beverly Hills 90210, Saved by the Bell, Dark Angel, The Mommies, and The Brady Bunch movie.
She was in The Crow?
Yes.
Wow. That's cool.
That's an old one, huh?
Yeah.
Henry the Son is played by Caleb Gus. He was in Criminal Minds, Friday the 13th, and State of the Union. The daughter is played by Bridget Fleming. She was born 1999 from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She was in such titles as Labor Day, The Gun, Dog with a Blog, The Mentalist, Criminal Minds, and Hearts of Desire.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's our family. This
yeah,
poor
they-
family.
This poor family. Yeah, I was gonna say
The things
they're
they've
grateful
just seen in the last 2 seconds.
Right. Yeah. And so we start here with the gang showing up with.
Yeah, they kind of walking around. They
Minus
have
D.
like cleaning supplies and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna like fix the house up to sell it. is
Right.
what
They're
thinking.
prepared for like the worst situation, which is
Yeah, but
what Frank says, shit smeared all over the walls.
Yeah. Frank has this. He mentions it later on again.
Yes,
too. He
a
mentions
couple of
it
times.
twice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He
He's so
has
certain
this
about this.
idea. I don't know where he got this idea. Like,
This is like when you know how the gang always mentions like older people are getting sexually abused in like nursing
Yeah.
homes. This is like kind of like that. Like they heard that somewhere and they just keep saying it.
yeah. It's just some it's just some maybe happened one time.
Yeah.
And so they're coming in here to clean this up. I love this thing where Charlie found something cooking on the stove.
Right.
Because they're saying like, oh wait, this like is
Still
this
lived
doesn't look
in.
vi-
Like they didn't
left
take
all
any of their stuff.
Like I was saying that, Katie, like when we were watching this, like when in improv, there's a thing that's you play to the top of your intelligence. Now at this point, they are all so stupid. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're like
So
you have to, like,
obtuse to what's
yeah,
happening.
You have to suspend your disbelief of like, wow, they not a single one of them like
Think
caught
someone
on.
still lives here.
Yeah, and even to the point where Charlie found something cooking.
Yeah, it's actively in motion.
Yeah, and I love this where he says, that's really unresponsible of them. Unresponsible, he says.
Yeah. Not irresponsible, unresponsible.
No, unresponsible. It's so great. And that's where the family pops in here, and they kind of like scare them, like, oh, get out of our house. And they start like, Frank goes like 0 to 100.
I love this like little fight that he has with the wife.
He
like,
grabs the
screaming
umbrella.
match.
Yeah. He grabs the umbrella.
He tries to pull a Britney Spears here.
Right, and he's gonna hit them with the umbrella. And you know what's funny is on like, you know, IMDb and like even on like some other things when I was researching this episode, they all mentioned how Danny DeVito played the Penguin who uses an umbrella as a weapon.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that is
That
a
is
reference.
arbitrary.
I
think
think it's
it
just
just
that's
happens
what
to
was
be there.
there. Yeah, I don't know if it was like like it just kind of
It doesn't seem like a conscious effort.
Seems like a coincidence.
Oh, for sure.
But I did see it mentioned twice on 2 different things that's what was going on.
Squatters.
They stop. What is it?
Squatters.
No, he's squat. Yeah, they call them squatters. Like, no, that's Frank's like, I bought the house. They're like, yeah, you bought it from the bank, not from us. And they're saying, you know, they have 90 days to be there.
You got
I
proof?
love this, like, proof. I love Frank's proof.
Yeah, get the paperwork. We'll take a look at the proof.
This is so funny where Frank is like when Frank is gonna like hit the kid, like freaking out, and everyone stops and they break it up, where Charlie like intervenes, and this thing where he goes like, Charlie, no, you can't
he
do
plays
that.
the cooler.
Yeah, he plays the cooler, yeah. And he says, like, you know, you can't, in the eyes of the law, that is child abuse. Like, and Katie made this point, too, where it was like, in the eyes of anyone, that's child abuse.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not technically child abuse.
But
you know
but
what
it's
I
like child abuse you like sort of see like or you think of between like the child's direct parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
not
true,
like
too.
just
Yeah, I
some
wonder-
random guy
that's
hitting
just
a
a- yeah,
child
that's
with an umbrella.
That's
It's
just assault.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, he's Charlie steps in here now. He's like puts on this lawyer persona. Like he's done this before, and this is like now this is really nailing it down.
Mm-hmm.
And this is getting into specific to like the type of law he practices.
Yeah, sure.
So like, it's very interesting. And I love this in the eyes. Why does he change his voice like that? In the eyes of the law. Why does he do that?
I don't know. I think it's like
that-
he saw
is
it on
that from
TV,
something?
and he just has to.
In the eyes of the law, that shall be. Then he says, if you hit him, in the eyes of the law, you have to give your properties to their parents.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly what happens at
Right.
the end of the episode.
Totally.
Isn't that awesome? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Frank.
it ties it together in some way.
Yeah, he has to give them the house. Like it's literally exactly what happened
Mhm.
in the eyes of the law. so yeah, after Charlie goes on, this made me laugh every single time. After Charlie goes on and on about this eyes of the law thing, there's like a pause and Matt goes, "I don't know what he's talking about."
Yeah.
I love that so much. Like the comedic pause of the I don't know what
he's talking about. And he's got his hands up too, and it's like just
He's like-
stop it. Just
Yeah.
no.
in this thing that Dennis does here, where he's like, "Yeah,
No.
Like,
Of course we shouldn't bash these people up. Look,
Max
absolutely.
says, yeah,
We could
Max
cave
says-
this husband's skull in here.
Yeah, and like he's saying all this horrible shit like right in front of them, and just like the way they're just like standing there. And this is really Dennis's like his psycho mind work.
Yeah.
Because he like
He
goes
can
through
go to
the
the worst.
whole-
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes through the whole process.
Yeah, he knows like
each
all the
step
things
of the
that-
way.
It's like he's reciting what happened at a crime scene.
Right, yeah. And even Matt gets in on it too, though, because he's like, "Oh, Dennis, in this scenario, they would have seen our. We have to kill him because they'd have seen our faces."
Which is crazy. Wow.
Oh man, and don't you love the term "bash" these people up? That is such an Always Sunny.
There's something
like,
about the line "we can cave the husband's skull in," which
Yeah,
is
I don't
just
like that.
so like.
I don't like that at all.
It's so
And
hard
obviously,
to
I don't
hear.
even want to talk about what he says about the wife. Is so horrible. It's like-
Yes,
it's crazy.
frenzy, free for all.
It's truly crazy.
And then,
And
but you know what? The easiest thing here is probably just go get the deed.
right, yeah, and they consider this the high road. They keep saying
Yeah.
like, yeah, we'll take the high road.
But Charlie has this line. Yeah, why get weird? Yeah, why get weird?
Oh, we skipped over this line real quick. I just want to mention it because it is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Again, talking to the height of your intelligence. Like, this is Dennis saying this. When they first come into the house, Dennis is like, "Wow, look at all this stuff here. What do we do with
we
it?
gonna
Do
have
we
to burn
burn it up? Yeah, do we burn it? Like, where would you get that idea?
Why not sell it with the house or sell the? I don't know. There's a number of things you could do. Why do you have to burn it?
Keep it. Just
Yeah.
like keep it. Like burn. What do we do? Would we burn it? It's very funny. They leave to go get the deed. So back with Dee, Sean, and Kate. Dee sees that they have a pool, and she makes them let her take a dip.
So they're like shuffling Dee out of the house, like, "Oh, it was so
Yeah.
great to meet you. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we'll come by at a different time. We'll talk further." And like they're kind of like gesturing out the door you go, and
Well,
Dee takes like a hard right into
Right.
the house.
and she's gonna tell them that they're getting one hell of a uterus.
Oh yeah.
I love that. I love that term. One hell of a uterus. Yeah, and she that's when she starts noticing the house.
Yeah.
And from the curb, it didn't look like much, but
It's got a real ass on it.
that is an incredible line.
That is funny.
It is like an incredible the house doesn't look like much in the front, but once you get it's got a real ass on it. And the way she says ass, she like really says ass.
Yeah.
It is such such an incredible line. And this right here where she goes, "Oh shit, you got a pool?" The way she says pool, "Oh shit, you got a pool?"
Yeah, it's so like that's a little weird line read, but yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
like
I think it's maybe like showing Dee's like true class, I guess.
yeah, maybe, I guess, yeah. And she starts going outside, and they're like really confused, Sean and Kate.
Yeah, I mean, when Dee was like, "Oh, the house got a real ass on it," she was like, "It's felt empty, you know, without a
Oh, yeah,
a
she's trying to bring it back to the
like she's trying to
She's
bring
trying
it
to
back." And you notice
That is true.
the sliding door was already open.
No,
The sliding door from the kitchen to the backyard was just open, like wide
is that
open.
weird? Is that weird to you?
Yeah, you just leave
I think
you leave
I
doors
think
open.
I would-
That
Yeah, I mean, if you're home into your backyard, maybe.
Maybe with a screen, but like just wide open.
Yeah, I mean, my screen would probably be broken.
What about bees?
Yeah, you're right. I'd lock my door. I would
That's
actually
right.
keep my door shut. I'd
Yeah,
lock
that's
it.
right.
Yeah, you're right. As Pete Holmes says, bees are God's bullets. She sees this pool, and don't you love when she's like, how deep is it? And Sean's like,
Deep, like I
the
don't know.
pool? Like he's
Yeah.
like, what? Like, yeah, it's like, yeah. What else is she talking about, Sean? Like,
Sean
what's
is
going
not
with
on the
Sean?
ball.
No.
Sean's
No.
a dope.
And she's like, oh, I bet you guys do wicked jackknives. off
They have
this."
a real thing
And-
for jackknives.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you ever done a jackknife?
No,
They're hard.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like anything I can do. I can't really even swim, so
Yeah, me either. Yeah, I consider water, like bodies of water, including pools, like a natural enemy.
they're extremely dangerous. I get so scared thinking about the ocean.
Yeah. I don't even.
It's
yeah,
too
I don't-
big.
I don't really mess with that. Yeah, I don't mess with bodies of water.
The other day I was
We're city boys.
the other day I was looking through like stuff to watch. There's this like new thing on Netflix, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. I watched the preview, and it's like this like huge tidal wave pouring on. I'm like, nope, next, like right away. I was like, I can't deal with the anxiety.
Well, Dee says here that she used to do jackknives, and she's good at them.
Mhm.
And later on, we see Dee do a jackknife, and she is not good at them.
No, she biffs it.
She biffs it. I love the guy
Come on,
goes,
Sean. Just get it, okay? Sean.
So she's like, they're saying like no, or whatever, and she's like, but isn't it important for Dee to stay relaxed?
Yeah, errands are really important. Really the most to stay relaxed. So my tubes don't get all tensed. She's like,
Really manipulative.
oh, this is like extortion at this point. It's like,
Yeah, this is too much.
it's like you don't let me have my way, you're not getting your baby.
And she's gonna borrow a bathing suit from Kate.
Yeah,
Like that's weird. Like I wouldn't borrow somebody's bathing
I
suit.
wouldn't like it.
No, it's too intimate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
it's
need to
just
share
like,
undergarments.
No, yeah, no. But Dee's gonna do it anyways.
Dee ends that scene with a good girl to
Oh
Kate.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
With a
yeah,
nice,
that's right,
like,
yeah.
It's almost
I'm
like
in control.
Yeah, it's a status thing right there.
Yeah.
You know? She's
Yeah,
like really
definitely.
taking hold. Like you guys work for me now.
So then back at Frank's new house, the gang shows up for renovations and are confronted by the lawyer. And they're going to be gentlemen here. Okay, this is such an incredible setup for what's coming behind them. Like everything they're saying is so like, we're going to be gentlemen. We just have the paperwork. Like we're going to be civil about this. And when they realize that the locks are chained,
Uncivilized deadbeats.
they with a battering ram. They come up
Dude,
with a
I
battering
love it.
ram.
You remember the last time we saw this battering ram?
No. When?
Extreme Home Makeover.
Oh, that's right.
So it's not like they went out and bought this. They had this laying around from a previous scheme.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. We should get one.
We need one.
Yeah, definitely. And they come up, and I love how it's like they come up just like a few seconds behind them. And
Yeah, 'cause you don't
I
see
love
it
the
right
idea.
away.
I love the idea of calling someone uncivilized while you're like about to break their door down with.
Right. When you're about to do something more uncivilized and calling the other guy civilized, oh, it's perfect.
Oh, it's just so perfect. This is incredible here. Where all right, they're gonna do it, and 1, 2, 3, perfect timing. The door opens, so they just come sliding in, and they all
Crashing
fall.
onto the floor.
Now, any other show would have carried on the scene from here, but Always Sunny, no, that was a bummer and completely unsatisfying. So
yeah,
what do they
that
do?
didn't do it for me.
They didn't do them. Like they kind of completely drop what they're there for.
Yeah, they take a sidebar
And-
and
You take a
focus
sidebar,
directly
you're
on
like-
the door that they were determined to smash to bits.
You
And they
know,
have to
like-
do it.
like,
Or they
it's like
haven't
they've
got it out of their system. They talked
It's
about
like
it.
they've it's like they have OCD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have to do it now. You know? So they turn around and they break the door from the inside.
Right. And this door looks like it's made out of cardboard or something.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
Because it doesn't take long before they just start kicking it to pieces.
Yeah, and it's actually a little bit of a continuity error where the door breaks open. Kind of completely,
Mm-hmm.
but then when it cuts away and it cuts back, you can see there's only the doors kind of got pieces broken out of it because later Charlie is supposed to push
that's
it
right.
completely
Yeah.
open and go through it, but it broke too much on the first kind of hit,
Mm-hmm.
so there's a little bit of a continuity thing there. Yeah, so the door is just kind of looks different quickly. It's not that big of a deal. It's like whatever, I get it.
My door.
Yeah, right. Because the guy's like, "Oh, what you do my door?" And Frank's like, "No, my door, my door." And we have the lawyer standing there between them.
My door, deadbeat.
They are so mean to this family.
I know.
Like really up, like above and beyond.
Oh, truly.
Mean to them.
The things they've already said in their presence should be enough to lock them away.
Definitely. This battering ram thing
is just too much.
And so the lawyer is there, and now he's representing them. This is so perfect. I love this.
So we
And
seen this lawyer previously where?
we've seen him on when Barbara dies.
Correct.
Is that the last time we saw him?
Yeah.
So okay, so this is his second time coming back. This is one of his
Thanks,
best.
dude. Thanks for the house.
Oh yeah. I didn't give you the house. Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I love when he says hello, like Mr. Reynolds, whatever. Like I see you're still horrible.
Yeah.
And Frank, almost with no passion or just to say something, is like, "Oh yeah, I hate your tie," and I see too, I hate it. And the lawyer even grabs his tie a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
it's
kinda,
like it does like
bothers him.
okay.
It's such a little detail, like a nice little detail.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this where the lawyer is representing them now, and they have 90 days, and there's nothing they can do about it. And that's Bullbird.
That is Bullbird. Have you ever heard that
Now,
before?
Ross, what is Bullbird? I was gonna ask.
You always said, "What is Bill Burr?" Bill Burr is a comedian.
It's kind of hard to say Bullbird.
Yeah, it is. It's a tongue twister.
I've never heard of this.
Bullbird. I don't know. Another word for
Frank
bullshit, I
does that.
guess.
Yeah, Frank does like that, where he says two things.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like
but
just like a thing he
what would
does.
this mashup have been? Bullshit
Well,
and
bullshit.
bird.
And bird,
Bird
I don't
shit.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Bird.
I really don't know.
I don't know. If anyone knows, let us know.
But Charlie reaffirms it because he's like, yeah, it is Bullbird. He kind of reaffirms it, but he steps in to go lawyer to lawyer here, and this is really Charlie really locking in some lawyer shit here.
Mm-hmm.
He, of course, Charlie knows lawyering and various other. What's he say? He knows various other lawyerings.
I'm well versed in lawyering, and I don't know. I don't have a quote.
Yeah,
I thought it did.
I'm well versed in various lawyerings, and he says, I'm sure everything here is very complex with the real estate. Now, what is this? They usually are real estate lawyers. You know what I mean? Like some lawyers, they have specific lawyer categories. So what is this lawyer? Seems to be a general. Like if he was a
he does seem to be taking on general cases. I mean, maybe it's personal lawyer. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Charlie says it's very complex. And the lawyer has everything Charlie says to him.
He has a one-up for.
Just actually, no, it's very simple. It's
very boilerplate.
It's just very standard. And this whole thing where the lawyer's like, "Oh, Charlie," saying to Charlie, "What school did you go to?"
Well, I can ask you the same question.
And just I went to Harvard. He just answers it.
The top line.
What did Charlie think? What did Charlie think was
Gotta be the answer. No.
Yeah. Does Charlie think he's also pretending to be a lawyer like he is?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of seems that way. And this is great too. Okay, then he's going to plead the fifth.
I'd advise you do that.
Did you look up pleading the fifth?
Yeah. No, I didn't look it up. I just kind of knew what it was. It's just
Oh.
if you're in court, you can just plead the fifth, which means you don't have to answer the question.
I think it means specifically you don't have to answer the question because if you do,
It's
something
incriminating.
Something like that. It could be incriminating to you or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look good.
No, it does not look good. Never looks good.
I mean, if you're pleading the fifth on did you murder that guy, I plead the fifth because you can't say no, because that would be
Yeah, because like
a lie.
Because like say like you're like, okay, this is the scenario.
Sure.
This is a scenario. You're cheating on your wife.
Yes.
Right?
What's my wife's name?
And your wife's name is Luann.
Luann. Okay.
And
so me and Luann.
so-
I'm cheating on Luann. Go.
And there's a murder in the same motel that you're in, and you get blamed for being the murderer. But you can't say where you were that night because your wife will be mad at you.
Okay.
So when they ask you, did you murder
Wait,
her?
who am
you
I
have to
cheating on
say,
my wife with? The murderer?
In this scenario, yes.
Okay. That would make me an accomplice, so I would have to lie.
Well, anyways, Charlie's pleading the fifth.
Okay.
And the lawyer thinks that's good. He should do that.
And I'll take that advice into cooperation.
Into cooperation.
Not coordination.
Consideration. He means to say consideration.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
He's saying that if he wants to go toe to toe on bird law, he like specifically like
Pick something that
mentions
he
toe
thinks
to-
he's strong at.
right. And Ross, can you think of when they do go toe to toe on bird law and Charlie wins?
My only guess, I have no idea, but flowers
Do you
for
remember
Charlie.
the Marie Ponderosa massacre? The Marie Ponderosa wedding massacre?
Yeah, I don't remember that one well.
Well, the events of that episode where Liam lost his eye and all that shit. Later on, they're being sued about the eye, about losing the eye. The gang is being sued about that. And it turns out it was a bird that was inside the party that ended up doing it. And Charlie ends up, like, winning the case. Going toe to toe, like, not bird law, but a bird is involved. And Charlie thinks it's bird law.
Yeah.
You know?
Because a bird is involved, it's automatically bird law.
But I love that they kind of pay this off. The rivalry between the Charlie and the lawyer. And Charlie's saying that he's going to go toe to toe on bird law, and then he says filibuster.
Do you know what that word means?
And do you know what that word means?
I looked it up. It's basically like if you're in court and you want to maybe extend things or postpone like things later to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's mostly in with government.
It's basically just
stuff.
like killing time in court, so you don't have to actually do something.
Yeah, I guess you can as long as you are talking and you are up there talking, you can keep the mic. There's no rule to kick you off. There's no time limit, so you can do it until closing, and then they never get to vote on the thing they're trying to vote on because you did it and they closed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Parks and Recreation, they do a great thing where Patton Oswalt is the guest star, and they're doing like a filibuster thing where he's
the Star Wars.
Yeah, the Star
I
Wars.
watched the whole thing. That's so good.
You know the behind the scene. Yeah, the behind the scenes thing where they just let him talk, see how long he could go.
Yeah, he was only supposed to do like 2 minutes, right? And then he did like 10 minutes.
They just didn't cut. Yeah, they the director never yelled cut.
Right.
They just let him do it to see how long he would do it. Yeah. so he mentions filibuster here, and the lawyer thinks that he might not even have a tenuous grasp on the English language,
which is pretty accurate.
And just like in an improv scene or something where like immediately Charlie gets like he loses his grasp on the English language. Like that's what you would do.
He can't deny, so he has to run out.
And he runs out and he smashes the door. Yeah, he smashes through the door. It's crazy.
In a fit of rage.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this like little like lawyering session.
Yeah, the duel.
Yeah. Well, no, not the duel.
Well, I mean like the duel of like him
the
and
verbal
Rhaenyra,
duel
like,
right here.
Yeah, the verbal duel they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charlie was like, "All right, we'll all get to our hot plate soon enough."
Oh,
like
yeah,
he
yeah,
just
because
assumes they all live like him. They all have hot plates.
And that's spurns because he says it's standard boilerplate, which just means like copy and paste. It's like and he says boilerplate, but Charlie hears that and thinks hot plate.
We'll all get to our hot plate soon enough.
Yes, very funny. Yeah,
which is like funny because like I feel like in movies you've seen like we'll all go home to dinner soon, like or
yeah. There's another thing Charlie says that I can't remember what episode it is, but he's like, "Oh yeah, so we all get cats we want to go home and play with." He says that to somebody too.
Yeah. Oh, well, when they have Mayhar.
Yeah. I think is that what it is?
Yeah, Mayhar. He's like, "Oh, I have a cat," and he's like, "Oh, we all have cats we would rather be playing with right now."
So then back at Patty's, Frank is desperate to sell the house, and Mac and Dennis take it upon themselves to sell that house.
Yeah, Frank doesn't want to
And
wait.
Frank, he can't wait 90 days.
Yeah,
because there's
he
going
wants
to be
on it.
feces
'Cause
and
there's
shit
gonna
on the
be
walls.
shit all over the walls.
He's crazy. Because they're kind of like, Frank, what's your problem? Like, just wait. Who cares? Just wait.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is inevitable money.
And then Matt gets the idea, like, wait, what do realtors do? Like, because Frank's going to call his realtor, and he's like, wait, we'll sell the house. What do realtors do? They just put on, like, a blazer and sell a house.
Right. I guess. I
Well,
mean, according to them.
And don't you love this thing where Dennis is like, he sounds like he's about to disagree? Isn't this incredible?
Yeah.
Well, Mac, he says it like that. Well, Mac, it takes a,
A lot of style and a lot of finesse, and that's something we both have in spades, buddy.
Yeah, he it really sounds like he's gonna say like, we can't do it.
Yeah,
but
Like
no,
we're
of course
outmatched
they can.
here. But
There's
no.
nothing they think they can't do.
Right. They feel like they could just assume the role of something.
Right. Yeah, right. And there's something I like about this where Frank is getting so excited about this. Like, Frank loves this idea.
Right, yeah. He's like, less money he has to pay.
And they're going to do the classic good realtor, bad realtor. Is that a classic trope you're aware of,
I mean,
Ross?
it's
a
a good cop, bad cop, but...
Yeah, it's a good cop, bad cop, but a good realtor, bad realtor.
No, which I think is
Such
what
a-
makes this funny at all. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it gives us something to play off of. It's just like taking something from a world we've seen and then just like mapping it onto a different, and it doesn't work. The slightest.
I love this, like, organic in real time. We hear like how the name
building.
comes about.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you be the sweet to my sour,
The good to your bad?
the honey to my vinegar.
Dude,
And then
that's
they're like,
good, dude.
Yeah,
Honey
like,
and vinegar
yes.
realty.
And I love that at this point, it's just honey and vinegar realty. But then when the next scene comes, we realize it's Hugh Honey and Vic Vinegar. Like,
It's just like
it's not just
too
the name
much.
of the realty.
Like, the alliteration of the names is like too tense. It makes it like
so
it's
funny.
obviously your name. Like, you know, like a newscaster that like has a name but it just like sounds super fake.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's like so
Joe
obviously
Short
fake.
Sleeve.
Yeah, and I love just Frank loves this idea, and Charlie interrupts them. Charlie interrupts discussing satisfaction from the lawyer, and he comes in. He's like, "I knew it. That guy. I knew it." And when he comes up, he's like,
The guy besmirked me.
"Yeah, that guy besmirked me." I love where Mac is like, "What guy?" He's
Yeah, they
don't
already
even-
forgot. It didn't even touch them the way it touched Charlie.
Exactly.
To them,
yeah,
it
he's like,
wasn't
"What guy?"
anything that happened at all. But Charlie is stewing on this. Like, he can't let it go.
Yeah, and he demands satisfaction from this lawyer, and I love this.
You want to bang
One
him?
of the because I demand satisfaction.
Like, to them, satisfaction only means sexual.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love this Charlie talking in this, like, he's trying to talk like the book,
Mhm.
besmirched and satisfaction. Like, he is kind of reading this book.
Yeah, which I think is
Eh.
interesting that he's trying to read this book. Which we know.
I love, and when he says, you want him to bang you? And Charlie says, "Be serious, Matt."
Be serious,
Which I
Mac.
lo- Be serious, Matt. Like, be serious. Like, look what is going on.
Like, you're not taking Charlie's problem seriously enough.
Charlie's a made up problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was slandered in front of a jury of his own peers.
Which, like,
Now-
he's just assuming just because he was around his friends that, like,
What jury? Like, what? Like.
I don't know. I think he's just assuming, like, peers means, like, his friends.
Yeah. But but there was no jury aspect of his peers being there.
Oh, no, not at all.
And this is great where he's going to show them the book.
Right.
And he's like, you want to know what happens when lawyers would like besmirch each other? Basically, is what he's saying back in the day. And he turns this book to them, and it's like to like what era is that? What do you
Dude,
call that
this
era?
looks like a
Colonial?
lot like the drawings we saw in the game Cracks, the Liberty Bell, like that.
Yeah.
That George Washington colonial. Yeah.
Colonial? Is that what we'll call it?
Yeah,
'Cause,
colonial times.
they're wearing those wigs.
Right.
Those like
The wigs.
yeah,
And like the
curly
overly
wigs.
dressy gownish like clothing.
Yeah, frilly.
Yeah.
They're like frilly. Yeah, but it's clear what they are. I
Right.
mean, they're like colonial guys, but they use a very unfortunate word here to describe them.
Right. Mind if I talk about that for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. We did get a write-in from a listener last season, and they were helping us navigate how to talk about this specific word. I'm going to read some of the words that she wrote. In regards to the T word, first, I definitely appreciate what I've heard so far from you, and I don't think you've been rude or hurtful at all. Blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, it's one of those capital S slurs. Probably the best way to refer to it when talking about it would be to refer to it as the T-slur, which generally is what the transgender community use to refer to it when discussing it amongst ourselves, and we're confident that everyone reading, listening, are a part of the conversation, blah, blah, blah. So, generally speaking, going forward, FYI, for everybody out there, the T-slur.
Yeah. And it's so clearly they're being obnoxious and
Oh, yeah,
offensive.
yeah.
I mean,
they're
that's
being,
the game.
Yeah, the game is they're being so stupid. We're laughing at them. Oh, wait.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I just want to quickly thank our listener Christine for writing in and helping inform
appreciate
everybody.
that.
Like I think it's important that we do address it. I mean, everyone
if I'm
here is a part of the community, so
Yeah, and if I'm not told, how do I know?
right, exactly.
So you
I
gotta
mean,
tell me, and
I could go
okay, good.
so long without knowing,
Yeah,
and that
yeah. So it's like
and I don't want to be wrong.
It's like it's not a word I use anyway.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to use it anyways, but it's good to know I shouldn't probably even repeat it. Like
Yeah.
if they said the N word or something, like I'm not
Right.
going to repeat that.
Well, how to
You know,
refer
it's
to
like-
it when talking about it in post,
Yeah,
like in this
yeah,
situation.
So yes, thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So they use the T-slur here. That's what they think. They think that they're shooting at each other.
Right.
Right, and they're lawyers. Teasing, no, they're lawyers. And they're like, how do you know that? And Charlie knows that because it's a very old book.
Right. That should explain most of things.
Yeah, where did he get his hands on this?
I don't know. That's so hard to say. I mean, to say any of them own a book is a lot, and I can't imagine him going to the library to get a book.
Remember when Matt couldn't find his Bible?
Oh my
Where's the Bible, dude? And they're like, it's a bar. What Bible?
I forgot about that. That's so funny.
And so whatever. He's like, whatever. I'm gonna get satisfied. He's like, I'm getting satisfied. That's what Charlie says
Yeah.
as he's like leaving it. You know what? I'm gonna start working that into my own vocabulary.
Yeah, I
where
think it's funny.
I'm gonna get satisfied.
It's a little weird, but like it's in a fun way, I think.
Yeah. Like if I'm gonna leave to go have dinner or something. I gotta get satisfied.
I gotta return these jeans. I gotta get satisfied.
So then as Charlie leaves to get satisfied, Dee comes in and takes some money and explains her plan to Mac, Dennis, and Frank. And she's getting the money them bitches owe her.
Yeah,
she's
just
so
rifling through the cash register.
Yeah, she casually calls them names like she's like aggressive.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
But like
for no reason.
like yeah, she's constantly calling them names. Like they never it's always something.
Well, do you think it's like that
anything.
because of her situation in the group, like always being ignored, or
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's her way
like
of
her
fighting
way?
back.
Yeah, I guess I was gonna say fighting back a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Like she's not gonna be affectionate to them in
No,
any way.
she shouldn't be.
And then, like you said, she tells, like you said, she's ripping money out of the register,
Mm-hmm.
and she lets them know that a yuppie family, a rich yuppie family,
Yeah.
is paying her, and they get a pool and everything, a kick-ass
She's living
pool
the
is how she
high
phrases
life.
it. Yeah, and she's leaving, and she's very happy. She got a fistful of money. She says, "Suck on that, white stains." I hate that.
Yeah, it's
I just
gross.
It's
I
gross.
don't care for it.
I don't care for it at all. Yeah, it's very, very gross.
Just to talk about Charlie real quick,
Yeah.
because this does remind me of the worst bar in Philadelphia, where Charlie was like kind of upstaged in a way, and he demands
Oh, right.
revenge.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Charlie seems to have a hard time kind of being like showed up on something that he thinks like he's good at or something maybe.
Yeah, but also like being looked down upon or made to look like a fool.
Yeah, made to look dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like something like that. Yeah,
maybe he is sensitive about his own intellectual status.
Yeah, yeah, that could be it. Yeah, but yeah, he's really offended. He's upset about this.
Yeah.
He's gonna go get satisfied.
Good on you, Charlie. Go get satisfied, dude.
And when Dee leaves, Dennis and Mac are like, they get distracted by this pool so fast.
Oh, I know. I mean, when was the last time you swam in a pool?
And then now they're talking. Oh, we should do Dee's plan or whatever. Like what Dee? Like even later on, Dee says like, I wasn't like inviting you to do.
Yeah,
like,
never were they invited.
But Frank keeps him on track. They gotta finish. They gotta sell the house, and then they'll go to Dee's pool.
I like how they're inviting themselves now.
And even Frank wants to go.
Yeah. He's not saying no to a pool. He's just got business to take care of.
So we cut to Frank's new house, and Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey sell this house to a nice couple.
Vic, you got that other snack tray?
I certainly do, Hugh.
Okay,
certainly
great.
do.
People are going to be here any second. I want them to be well fed.
The house looks nice.
It does
the house
look
looks nice.
It does
Hey! You jerks aren't supposed to be here when my mom and dad are at work.
Your mom and dad aren't at work. That's why they lost the house. They're probably at the dog track getting wasted.
Dude, eat my boogers.
You eat my boogers!
Oh, hey, Vic. Whoa. Smell that vinegar boiling up inside you, but I need you to save some of it for the customer. Do that for me, okay, baby boy?
What the hell's going on out here?
Frank, can you get these kids out of here?
Yeah, come on, we're gonna go paint your room a color that's not stupid. Then we're gonna throw your toys in the trash.
Listen, I need you on my team. You on my team?
Yeah,
All right,
I'm on
great.
your team.
Yeah?
Yeah, he gets me.
That's good.
Ready? Oh, here we go.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing? We're here to look at the house.
Of course, yeah, come on in. Hi, I'm Hugh Honey.
How you doing?
Good. This is
Great.
my associate, Vic Vinegar.
Hi, Ted.
And we are here to show you this house. Good. Okay. Come on in.
Great. Okay.
Good. All right, this is the living room.
Okay. Wonderful.
Now, what do you folks think? It's a beautiful house, right?
Well, I'm thinking this might be a bit large for what we need.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Is this house too big for you?
Now, Vic.
Just a second, Hugh. Why don't you ask your wife what she needs, pal? Oh, I'm sorry. She used to something smaller and you don't think she can handle it?
Okay, I think we're gonna get going.
It's okay, you guys. I'm here. I want this to be a good experience for you, okay?
I'll tell you what, buddy. How about I take your wife upstairs and show her what it's like to be deep inside a really big house?
What?
Huh?
What?
What?
You'll have to excuse my associate. It's just his passion for quality real estate that makes him so intense. Now, what can we do to put you in this house?
Okay, look, I think we're just gonna go now.
Are you gonna buy the house?
Okay.
We're gonna go.
Buy this
Sir,
house? Are you going to buy
we
this
don't
house?
want any
Are you
trouble,
going to buy
sir.
this house? Are you
Please,
going to buy this
just-
house? Are you going to buy this house? Are you going to buy this house? Yes, what? That's it. There we go. That's all I wanted to hear.
Congratulations, folks. You just bought a brand new house.
Yeah.
go, honey, go.
Congratulations.
I'm going.
Just go.
All right, we'll be in touch. That was amazing, bro. You think that's gonna work?
Bro, it already did work. You heard the skirt. She said, yes, I will buy this house. That is a binding verbal contract. Now, I heard it, you heard it, and that pussy husband of hers heard it too. If they back out now, I will find them, I will strangle them, I will beat them into oblivion. Wow. I'm full of the vinegar.
Hey, how'd it go?
Sold it.
Sold the house.
Sold it. Yeah. Fantastic. Let's get another house, flip it over, make some cash.
Yeah, you know, it's not really the cash that I care about anymore. It's the thrill of the sale that I'm
You're
responding to.
driven by the thrill of the sale.
You know what I'm thinking? Maybe it's time to merge the two ideas after all.
Baby in the house?
Baby in the house.
So outside, we get this nice shot of the sign. The
Right, yeah.
Honey and Vinegar Realty. Get a honey of a deal.
Everything's a pun, like everything. And when they come in here, and he's like, Dennis, we'll say Hugh is like saying like, Vic, like, is it you get the snacks? And Vic Vinegar comes in the room. I do.
Yeah, he's playing like kind of like a weird role, which is like kind of like happy housewife and like this
but then it kicks in
aggressive machine.
When someone gets there, it kicks into like I don't even. We'll get there. We'll get there. He's got Cheese Whiz and crackers. I cannot stand Cheese Whiz.
I never had it.
Katie loves it. I don't know. It's so artificial. I don't know. I love cheese, but Cheese Whiz, And so that's what he's doing here. He's got Cheese Whiz and crackers.
Yeah, to them this is like a nice spread, like a nice like offering. The Cheese Whiz and the crackers and
they're doing like this open house thing, which I think they do have stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
And as he's doing this, the kids come up, and the kids are home. Just the kids.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be here.
You're not supposed to be here while my parents are at work.
Which means they let them in otherwise?
They just battery rammed in. I don't know how they got in. And, it says, while my parents are at work, and Mac replies, your parents aren't at work. That's why you lost the house. They're probably at the dog track.
Getting wasted.
The dog track. That is so funny. Oh, and don't you love this kid's like, hey, eat my boogers.
Yeah. I wish he had a better line than eat my boogers, because the way he says, hey, like, I love the way he says it.
But something so simple as that, like, really sets off vinegar.
Volatile Vic vinegar.
Yeah. He starts freaking out, and I love Dennis is like, whoa. Easy there. And he's like, I can smell that vinegar. And he's like looking at the kids.
Yeah, he's like pumping him up. Like, he's like, what would you say, grooming him in that moment, being like, you're doing good, but you just gotta like use your powers for something else. Hold on.
Yeah. I can smell that vinegar boiling up in you.
Can you do that for me? Okay, baby boy?
Okay, baby boy. Yeah, he's trying to keep him under control. Yeah. And Frank comes walking up here, and everything Frank's doing here is funny, but it's like 100 times funnier that he's in the middle of eating something. Right?
Dude, eat anything in a scene, and it makes it 10 times funnier.
Yeah, like, it's just like something about him talking with his mouth full that makes whatever's going on here funnier.
Yeah, because it seems like he was eating backstage, walked on stage, and delivered this line.
Yeah, like, because they don't show him putting it. He's already eaten something by the time he comes into the scene. So it's like we don't even like see what it he just has something in his mouth. He's eating.
He's just eating out of the cabinets.
And they want Frank to take the kids away, and Frank's gonna have them paint their room a color that isn't stupid. And this line where he says that he's gonna throw all their toys in that trash.
Let's go paint your room a color that's not stupid. Then we're gonna throw your toys in the trash.
And like he has something in his mouth.
Yeah, it just like adds to the flavor of how he's delivering the line.
It really does. It really, really does. And then they get the doorbell, and people come in the house here. You have anything on the couple?
The husband, Tad, is played by P.J. Byrne. He was born 1974 from Maplewood, New Jersey. He was in Bruce Almighty, Hannah Montana, Horrible Bosses, Be Kind Rewind, Bones, The Boys, Rampage, and the 2018 TV movie Tremors, which Kevin Bacon is in.
He came back for a Tremors?
Yeah. In 2018. Wow. What's going on with him? Why does he
I don't know.
need to do that movie?
I love the original Tremors.
Me too. That was a fun one, wasn't it?
Oh, it's incredible. It's one of my favorite movies. I used to watch it as a kid all the time.
Yeah, I feel like it was always on TV.
Yeah. I used to like run around and pretend that I was being chased by them and shit.
Well, I never did that. I thought,
Well, I still do.
You also played bedbugs, right?
Nightcrawlers.
Nightcrawlers. The wife, Faye, is played by Anna Vocino. She's done voice work for so many things. Jimmy Kimmel Live, DC Superhero Girls, Squidbillies, Final Fantasy video games, like a ton of them. Star Trek video game,
Nice.
The Doctors. She's done some announcing, and Celebrity Deathmatch.
Nice. Wow, Celebrity Deathmatch. I haven't thought about that in 20 years.
Right? What year do you think Celebrity Deathmatch? I don't even know. It's not in front of me, but
the last time Marilyn Manson was popular. I'd put it around the same time.
97.
Something like that. So the couple comes in here, and this is where we first get the full.
Sorry, you just said the last time. Like he was like he had like a bunch of ups and downs. Like he was popular once, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Like
the one last time. So this is when we first hear their full names: Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey. This is when we first hear their names, and the alliteration is like Vic Vinegar. That's my next D&D character. Like Vic Vinegar, like that is incredible.
That's a great name. Hugh Honey is good, but it's not. Hugh Honey looks great on paper. I feel like saying Hugh Honey isn't as fun as Vic Vinegar.
Yeah, Vic Vinegar. Yeah, it's like, and just calling somebody Vinegar, like calling him by his last name.
Yeah, you threw vinegar.
Oh, it's so good. And Dennis does this weird thing where he kisses her hand.
Oh my god. Yeah, and she's not into it. She like is pulling back.
And then how would you describe Mac's look?
Oh. I'm glad you brought that up because I almost forgot this, and I feel like you may have said this on a previous episode. But this, the way Mac is looking right now, with the head tilted forward but looking straight ahead, is what's called the Kubrick look. Do you know about this?
No.
So Kubrick used to use this in movies where he'd have the character tilt their head forward but look straight, like I am now, into the zoom. And that would help showcase that the person's kind of like unhinged a little bit.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I read it on a meme. It was like, oh, that's interesting. We're covering that
You
episode.
read all of that on a meme? That's a long meme.
Yeah, it was a super long meme.
And
I think memes are Wikipedia entries.
I got news for you. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's like looking down, but like looking straight, and he's got his hands folded and his like shoulders.
A menacing
hunched.
look.
He's got this menacing
He's up to
look.
no good.
He's up to no good.
But could we talk about with their blazers and stuff?
I was about to say
we have to talk about their uniforms in this case.
Yeah, they're wearing matching gold blazers, like honey.
Are they almost mustard?
Yeah, I think they're trying to look like honey.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay.
Yeah, they're like golden.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have these like striped ties. They have two different ties on, but they're both striped similar.
Oh, I thought they were both the same.
No, they're not the exact same. They're a little
Similar.
different. But their clothes, like they actually fit them though. These things look like they actually fit them. Where sometimes it's like,
yeah, it's
either too big or whatever. So, we give like a little like but before we get out of this like first half of this.
Mm-hmm.
The door, you can see the door is all duct taped up.
I know. Would you walk into an open house where the door is duct taped?
That's my first problem. My first red flag is the duct tape door. My second red flag is the Kubrick look.
Oh, how is that Dennis trying to kiss my hand?
Oh yeah, Dennis is kissing the hand. Then 3 will be the Kubrick look. Yeah, then we're like, we're out of here. So then, they have this like little like kind of like intermission where they skip ahead some time where they have shown them the house at this point, and they come walking down the stairs. I don't know. The house seems like it's too large. And Mac seemingly coming out of nowhere is so close and up against this guy,
dude.
And it's funny because the guy is like on a stairs. Yeah. So Mac is shorter than him. You know what I mean?
He's like it's almost like he's like leaning up into his face.
Instead of leaning like traditionally, you're trying to intimidate someone. You're above them, looking down.
Yeah.
He's below him looking up. And he's like chest to chest with this guy. Like, it is crazy the position that he's in.
And you see all the mouth movements he's doing?
Yeah, he's like showing his teeth like a dog or something.
Yeah, he's like
and the house is too big. He's like, oh, this house is too big? Why don't you ask your wife? And he starts
why did you ask your wife what she needs, pal?
And how would I go upstairs and show what it's like to be deep inside a really big house? And they all say, what? Because it is like,
what are you talking
what
about?
does he mean? Yeah, what does he mean by that? Like, I get what he's saying, but it doesn't work.
Right.
With how he's like, what he's saying.
It's supposed to be some sort of innuendo, but it just sounds strange.
And Dennis is like, now Vic.
Yeah, he's trying to pull him back a little bit. I'm sorry.
Right.
He's just really passionate about, what does he say, like realty or something?
Yeah, excellent realty.
Yeah.
And he said, are you going to buy this house? You going to buy this house? You going to buy this house? And he's just like saying it over and over and over. And they just they start freaking out. Yes, yes, yes.
Escalating,
Yes,
yeah.
what? You love the yes, what?
Yes, what?
Yes, we'll buy this house.
That's all I want to hear. That's it. There we go.
That's it. And even Dennis in the back going like, yeah, congratulations, you just bought a house. He's like clapping.
He's like, do you think that works?
Yeah, they think this is like binding. Like,
yeah.
They think like this is like,
you heard
nothing was signed. They don't know anything about these people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so it's so funny, and they get so excited.
Yeah, quick to
and
celebrate.
they leave. Yeah, they leave. The couple runs out. We can go. Why does Dennis say, "Do you think that worked?"
I don't know. I mean, he must have some sort of doubt, but like he quickly believes it.
Yeah, because Mac is like, yeah, you heard that skirt, an offensive term.
Yeah, you heard
to
the
refer
skirt.
to a woman, a skirt. It's like a 1940s slang or something.
Yeah,
it's like, but it's right. It's Mac. That's Mac.
Yeah,
like,
that is Mac.
Type of
Mac
slang. He's sexist.
Yes, for sure.
And he's a misogynist, and he like that's like a term, like a slur nobody uses. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that's
just like
Mac.
very derogatory, you know.
Yeah, but you heard her, and he uses another derogatory term, that pussy husband heard her. And that's a binding verbal contract. I don't know why he thinks that. This is a binding verbal contract. If they don't do it, Ross, he's gonna hunt them. He's gonna chase them down. He's gonna beat them into oblivion or whatever he says.
I'm full of the vinegar.
He's full of the vinegar. He's full of the vinegar. It's so funny. Like, I'm full of the vinegar. Like, they can't get off this vinegar thing.
They don't play the honey aspect up enough for me.
There's hardly any honey.
I know.
The kiss on the hand. The kiss on the hand was the only
I
honey.
want this to be an enjoyable experience for the both of you.
But it's like 2 seconds before Mac is already
off the handle. Yeah.
And a lot of the times when this happens, especially with Dennis, he will like be frustrated that the other person's not doing exactly what he wants them to do.
Right, but for some reason he's like in it with this.
Yeah, he lets vinegar go off.
Yeah. He thinks vinegar's doing the good work.
And Frank comes running in here, and they sold the house. Frank's pumped. He's happy.
Yeah, he's like, what? Right away?
They're gonna get another house and just do it again. They're gonna flip it on the house
Make
again.
some cash.
Mac's not in it for the cash.
You know what?
You know,
The thrill
Mac's
of
in
the
it for the
sale.
thrill. I love Dennis is like, he's in it for the thrill. You're in it for the thrill of the sale. Dennis is like, yeah. Dennis is like likes that. He's like, yes, that's
No,
the
I
right
get
way
it.
to do
He's in it for the thrill of the sale.
And Frank comes up with an idea. Maybe it is time to merge the two ideas.
You know what? Before they say like in the very beginning of the episode that they're not ready, it'll be too muddy to merge both ideas.
Yeah.
I like how they okay, we figured out how to work one, and now let's go for the other. Let's try to bring the other one in now. And I think it's interesting how they found a way in, but it's sort of like they don't need to bring both of these together at all.
They have to sabotage themselves.
Right.
And yeah, they're gonna merge two ideas. Baby in the house?
Baby in the house.
Baby in the house.
I love
what
that.
Does that mean?
It sounds
What
so
does it
fun.
mean? I don't think they're saying baby in the house. They're saying baby
In the house.
right?
Yeah. Baby inside almost. Baby
I don't know
in
what that means.
the house.
So then at the lawyer's office, Charlie challenges him to a duel, which he gladly accepts. So Charlie comes walking in here in his like his lawyer outfit. We've seen it before.
Yeah. We've seen this in Mac as a serial killer.
Right. He's got the wide tie.
Yeah.
It's too short.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a white shirt tucked in. He's trying to look. This is his
Yeah,
lawyer
it's a
look.
white short sleeve shirt.
Well. with Mr. Lawyer Man.
And
He's called him Lawyer Man before.
Did you notice? Oh, yeah, of course. Did you notice what the lawyer was on the phone about?
Right, he was on the phone with Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey. Yeah, when it's not, he's
I like
he's
how it's
hearing
just
about
like
it.
nonstop with these guys. Like he has to deal with all their shit.
And it's not Dennis and Mag. It's Vic Vinegar. And Hugh
Well,
Honey.
he's excited to find out who these people are, I'm sure.
And Charlie isn't going to mince words. He's still using that language from the book.
Right.
I shan't mince words, he says. And he challenges him to a duel. And
I accept.
He's
right away.
I accept.
Doesn't even think about it.
And the immediate change in status is so funny. Like, Charlie immediately gets flustered.
He doesn't know how to take this. He didn't plan for this.
No. What did Charlie think was going to happen?
He probably thought he was going to get, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess with you. You're better than me. I'm leaving.
And that would satisfy him?
I guess. He needs the status. He went in there for status.
And he's like, okay, when are you, I was actually looking for something to do tomorrow is so funny.
It's casual, very casual.
Yeah. When should I pencil you? Like, what time are you, like, good to do it? And he says, like, oh, well, you won't have time because you got to go get a gun.
Oh, no, I have a gun right here. I keep it on my desk. You never know who's going to walk into a lawyer's office these days.
Right, he just like, oh, and then Charlie's like, oh, yeah, I don't need to see it. Kind of like, yeah, oh, okay. And so he's even more flustered. But hey, listen, you learned something. I learned a lesson. And he's like, Charlie's basically saying we'll go our separate ways. But I love how the lawyer like kind of uses Charlie's logic on him, kind of like, well, you can't do that because it's the law, as you know.
Right. He probably makes up this other aspect of.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, he probably knows Charlie wouldn't know if I'm making up it or not. So I'm just gonna say this and say it's the law.
Yeah. So
and Charlie would be too afraid to disagree.
Yeah, because he knows the law.
Right.
He supposedly knows the law. Yeah. So as he knows that the you can't back out of a duel, you know, it's a binding contract, and he's gonna pencil him in at high noon. That's so funny. High noon.
Yeah, it's kind of cartoonish. But don't worry, because wherever you are, I'll find you.
He's so scary.
I'm gonna put one right between your teeth, and it's gonna pop out the back of your neck.
That is so scary.
Yeah, that is fucking frightening. The feeling in the back of the neck. It's like,
it just like, and like the Brian Unger, the lawyer, his acting is so good of like, wherever you are, I'll find you. Like the way he like kind of pauses and like says, and it's like the lawyer is going along, like the lawyer's like playing.
Yeah, he is playing this like pretend game with Charlie.
Yeah,
it's like, you want to be an idiot and play? I'll play.
So then at Sean and Kate's house, Dee is in the pool when Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey show up to start a bidding war on Dee's womb. Dee's like, oh, Dee does a jackknife. Oh, watch my jackknife. And it is like...
It's a belly flop.
It looks like it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
And she like comes up and she's laughing. She's like laughing about it. She's like, whoa, glad there wasn't a baby in there.
Biff that one, huh?
Biffed it. I love Sean saying biffed it.
Come on, Sean.
Sean, I know. Like, what is Sean saying? He doesn't know what biffed it means.
Yeah.
Or what's he saying?
I don't think he knows what biffed it means.
Just use context clues.
Yeah, I know.
What else could
I know.
It mean?
It means I did a really good dive, Sean. You fucking idiot.
Sean, man. So yeah,
fucking dipshit.
She wants a refill. Don't you love this? Like, she was talking about not drinking, and now she's drinking pina coladas.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
She wants them to make, like, she wants them to make her a pina colada. How do you make a pina colada?
I don't know, but she's been crushing them all day. They're really good in the sun.
Oh, they're great in the heat. Yeah, it's crushing it.
They're great in the heat.
And then we get a ding dong coming from the gate, and it's that wealthy homosexual couple that Dee promised her womb to.
I love this for like a bunch of different reasons,
a variety of reasons,
yes.
Callbacks, like all kinds of stuff.
Yes, one is the setup of the walking into the backyard game.
Yes, they use the fence like normal people. Yeah.
Yes.
And I love the height and they have Vic Vinegar, the Hugh Honey, they have this real estate thing. Now they're merging the two ideas. They don't want to lose the Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey, so they just the way Dennis phrases partners in real estate,
partners in life.
And the way they're so enthusiastic about this, they think this is a brilliant idea.
I know they thought it was foolproof.
Yeah, the way they're acting is like, this is brilliant. Like, there's no way. Like, they're so confident in this.
I like how it turns into a competition between them both.
Well,
status
you always gotta have, even when they agree, there's gotta be something that they kind of they butt heads on quickly can go back to. That's that's like a built-in formula of the show. So of course, even in this scam they're doing,
they have to have status.
Mac mentions how that Dennis is the bottom, and Dennis has to say no, it's the power bottom. Now this is a callback to the scene where Dennis went through all this.
Right.
That was with
they had this whole conversation.
When they were being wooed.
Yeah, what episode was this? Was the Oldies Rock Cafe?
Yes, that was the Oldies Rock Cafe because it's the same guy. Yeah.
Yellow Jacket Boys.
The Yellow Jacket Boys, hockey. Pull one out for hockey. So they have this quick back and forth about the power bottom because it is Mac's sperm that they're gonna give to D, but Dennis is paying for it.
Right.
And it seems like something they discussed before they went into the backyard. They were like, okay, and then Mac throws in the bottom thing. And it's such a brilliant formula to have them still not agree while agreeing.
Yes, they have to have this micro fight
in front of people.
Yeah,
too. It's always funny when it's in front of people because it's that is always the giveaway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's the giveaway if they're lying. Yeah, and when they first come up here, D is panicking. D's manic. She's know what to do.
Yeah, she's like, ha ha ha.
Because that's what.
Let me go talk to these guys.
They pull D aside, and they have a little sidebar, and they explain to her that the idea is that they're going to start a bidding war on her womb, which will cause the couple to then sell their house to have money to give to D, and Frank will buy the house. That's the plan.
It's so stupid. Right? It's just such a stupid idea. I see starting a bidding war to maybe bump up a few grand on the price D's gonna get.
Yeah. Classic con man. Yeah.
But the house doesn't fit into that formula. Well, they're not gonna give up so much money for the womb.
Well, they tell her that
they have to sell their house. That's fucking nuts.
Well, they tell the couple that they promised D $100,000.
Yes,
which
is 5 times the amount.
Yeah, the couple's gonna do 20,000. So the idea is to drive it up so much that D's womb costs the house essentially, which is
which I don't believe. Well, maybe in this housing crisis it cost 100, but I don't know.
I don't
know economics.
It's a wild plan that you starting off with 100,000. You start off with that.
Too high.
It's too high. Yeah, exactly. So that in this little sidebar too, when they're they saying how Frank's buying all the houses up in the neighborhood. And then merging the two ideas after all. She's like, I didn't ask you to merge the two. This is what she's like.
Right.
What?
She never wanted to be a part of it. It was Dennis's idea to merge them.
Yeah. And they go over and they're having the argument about the power, who's generating the power.
Well, he has to generate a lot of power to take a lot of power.
So then after the sidebar, Vic and Hugh talk to Sean and Kate as Charlie shows up first, and then Frank shows up. So Charlie shows up first, and he climbs the fence.
Right. This is the escalation of the entering the backyard game.
And
we went
Mac,
through the gate, now we're going over the fence.
And Mac yells, "There's a gate!"
Yeah.
I love that Mac is the one that yells. that.
Right.
There's a gate.
It should be D.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why does Mac care so much?
But don't worry, Daddy's here.
Which is
Now,
this is the weirdest angle of
Charlie's playing
this
his-
whole show.
Well, yeah, this is a wild card. Like Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey don't know this is about to happen.
Right. Charlie's connection isn't all that strong in this scene. Like,
well, he's running from the lawyer. He's trying to hide from the lawyer because the lawyer's going to kill him.
sure, yeah,
But
but
shoot him through the teeth. So his idea is he's coming here and he says, "I'm the father of that baby." He points at
Yeah.
he thinks she's pregnant, and he needs a safe place to hide. So I don't know if his idea is, "I'll give you this baby if you hide me."
yeah, exactly. It's a little muddy for this to like unfold altogether.
Yeah, it's
it
just
just
a
doesn't
it's
work
just-
for me.
Really, I think
No,
it's
it
just
doesn't
Charlie
at all.
panicking. Charlie doesn't know what to do.
No,
He's
I know
panicking.
what he's trying to do. It just doesn't
Yeah.
translate all that well. It doesn't make. I wish it was just tighter.
Yeah.
I wish there was like
and then-
information about the house that would tell us this is a safe place to hide or something. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I need for this to work, but
So then we see Frank break down the fence.
right with
Is it the battering
yes.
Now-
we get a battering ram call back.
ram? Now, so I was like watching this. It's like, of course, like so. Say you and I are in an improv scene, and there's 3 beats of this.
Sure.
First person walks in, second person climbs over it. Like you gotta heighten it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Right, you just gotta bash it
You're gonna
through.
just break it down.
Yeah.
Just bash it down. And then there's a gate.
I like how Frank didn't
I'd
even
be
check
so-
for it. Why not go through the door of the gate? Why just a random side of the gate?
I would be so pissed if someone broke my fence like
yeah,
that.
I'd be pretty upset.
But Frank's like, you gotta stop this whole thing. Frank's getting sued. He had those kids.
The children he abused.
Yeah, well, the children. He had their
He had them
their
ripping
hands-
out copper wires, which
Yeah, he had
caused
them
them
ripping out
their hands to bleed.
Big deal. That's my favorite because their hands were
Cold-blooded.
big deal. He says.
And then, in order to settle the suit, he had to give the house to the parents.
Because in the
Because
eyes
in
of
the
the
law,
law,
that
that's
is child
child
abuse.
abuse. And in the eyes of the law, you got to give your properties to that person's parents.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened. Like, it's crazy. It's exactly what Charlie said would happen. They're like, okay, so they get kicked out. This is with a couple, Sean and Kate. Everyone's got to leave. They're all crazy. And Dee realizes that she has to get kicked out too.
What? You got me there.
I hate when people like this is like a
go.
blame like guy here. And
It's not going to change the situation.
and we pan over and everybody's in the pool.
I love this.
They're already like in there,
they
like, they're-
talked about wanting to go into a pool. They
Yeah.
got there and now they're in it. They know that know their time is up, and they're just like,
Yeah.
whatever. We're just gonna use a pool.
Charlie dives in with his clothes on.
The way the angle at which he goes in is hilarious to me. It's almost like he's landing on the back of his head.
Yeah, he goes in a little too much.
Yeah.
And Mac does a jackknife
Mhm.
off the
Perfect jackknife.
Not a jackknife. Not even like close. It's like a dive. It's just like a dive. Yeah, and then Dee jumps in and they have a chicken fight. If you notice, Charlie does take his shirt off. Charlie at some point does take his shirt off. Yeah, they have a chicken fight. And we go out on the episode. And Ross, so that brings us to, what is your favorite character this episode?
This was a little tough.
Knowing you is probably Sean.
I love Sean. Didn't have a fucking clue what was going on.
Biff did.
He's a biff. Going with Mac.
I'm also going with Mac because Vic Vinegar.
Right.
I mean,
Too strong.
It's the best. It's the best.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite scene?
That was actually the clip. The clip you played.
Yeah, Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey selling the house.
No.
That one? Oh, that's my favorite scene.
Oh, well, I picked the first clip, which was when the gang runs into the squatters for the first
that's
time.
also a great one.
And Frank is like going at them. They
and the
closed
eyes
me,
are
you
all-
bitch ass. Like he's just going crazy. I just love how crazy the scene was.
Yeah.
And then we get Dennis's monologue.
And in Dennis, in that scenario, we'd have to kill the kids because they saw our face. Just like it's so fucked. It's just like so
Crazy.
fucked up. And what's your favorite quote? Your favorite line of dialogue? This episode?
There are a lot of great ones, but I'm gonna go with the Frank one that we talked about earlier. I'd already written it down. We talked about it. Let's go paint your room that color that isn't stupid, and then we're gonna throw your toys in the trash.
Trash. Yeah. But for whatever one's the one that sticks with me, I think about it like just randomly.
Let's talk turkey. Because that's that's one I actually do say in real life.
That is a good one too, but it's the delivery. It's not like funny. It's just the delivery when Dee says, "Oh shit, you got a poo." You got a poo.
You got
like,
a poo. She does
like,
throw that real hard.
Yeah, like oh, she's so excited. You know what I mean? Like oh, poo. I just love that line. And okay, that brings us to our next segment, my favorite segment, and it's back for the new season, the Always Sunny Wiki Trivia Challenge. These are three trivia facts. One of them is true.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them are made up by me. Ross, can you please guess the one that is the true one that is on the website, Always Sunny Wiki? You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
It's been a while. I don't know. Maybe you forgot.
No. I'm just trying to let it pass. Let's go.
Number one, there is a real estate firm called Honey and Vinegar. Number two, Caitlin Olsen usually does all her own stunts, but had a stunt double for the jackknife. Number three, Charlie Day actually has a real law degree from Harvard University. I made it tough I'm gonna make him tough this season.
I'm gonna say it's number two.
Number two is correct. Caitlin
That
Olsen
looks like it
usually
hurt.
does her own stunts. Yes, but for that stunt, she used the jackknife with somebody else.
Oh. I never would have noticed.
Good. Yeah, it looked good. It looked great. That's right. So I guess this brings us to our final thoughts about this episode. Ross, from the thumbnail of this episode, it didn't look like much, but once you watch it, it's got a real ass on it. Or,
Been there.
in the eyes of the law, this episode has to give its properties to the podcast host.
I'm gonna say this episode, it's got a real ass on it.
It does have a real ass on it.
Yeah,
It does.
it's got some
Like, you
real
don't think
memorable
about-
moments and things that pay off in the future. So
Truly.
it's fun that way.
I mean, Vic Vinegar and Hugh Honey is an absolute staple. That's like on par with Pepe Sylvia. Like it's like something you just know from Always Sunny.
Sure.
You just know that. It's surprising that we haven't seen Hugh Honey and Vic, like them literally the same characters again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
But I love that Vic Vinegar comes back, and that's all I need. I mean,
Vinegar.
That's like.
I want to see Brian Lefebvre again.
Oh my goodness, Brian! I just want that. That is in my top 5, man. Like that could be like
that. The
that's
name
probably number
alone
2.
makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, the Brian Lefebvre. Yeah, it's like so perfect, and just the whole Dennis's game that episode of like, don't you want to get off with me? And they're like, Mac and Dee are like, what?
Don't you want to get off?
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, no, I love this. This is a great episode. It's a great season opener. I mean, it's a home run right from the start, and we're only going up from here.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of great ones this season. I'm really excited.
I mean, the Great Recession is like
tons of fun.
Tons of fun.
Tons of
so much
fun.
But yeah, Ross, it's good to be back. It's nice. Thank you everyone for the messages, and we sent out some stickers to some people.
Oh yeah, that's right. If anyone wants a sticker, drop us a message either at our email or Instagram, and we'll send them out to you.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, free. Like, I got a bunch of stickers made. I want to see the quality of them, and they came up pretty good. I mean,
yeah, they're pretty good.
I was like, whatever. What am I going to do with them now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, give them away.
Yeah, let us know where you live,
Yeah,
We'll go to your house,
yeah, of course we can go there. We can smear the blood on the walls.
cave your skulls in. Jesus Christ.
Terrible.
We just threatened everybody that listens to the podcast. Yeah, if you want some stickers, let us know. You can slap them
Are you
around
going to listen
town.
to this episode?
What's
Are you
that?
going to listen to this episode? Are you going to listen to this episode?
Yes, I'll listen to the episode. That's it. That's all we wanted to hear.
That's all we wanted. That's it. Congratulations. You just listened to an episode. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh, Ross, what do we got going on next week, actually? Next time.
Okay, next episode we're covering is The Gang Hits the Road, and I believe we might have a guest for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do we remember about this episode? What can we expect?
We can expect some fruit, eating fruit for the first time.
In the sticker.
Yep, and stickers.
In the core.
In the core.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. We can expect some hot dogs being roasted in the back of a U-Haul.
Yep. And we can expect some bartering with gypsies.
A hitchhiker.
That's right. A hitchhiker. Peeing in bottles.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. And Dee buying a car of all days to buy a new car. Today's Dennis freaks out on her at the beginning of all days to buy a new car. Yeah, Dee has a new car, and they're like, she mentions how they have wrecked her car and they don't remember. And this is that's an ongoing thing. It starts there. Mm-hmm. I love this episode. This is I think it's the first episode I ever saw of Always Sunny. I think it is.
Oh yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah. Because somebody was like, you got to watch this. You're like Charlie, how you've never had fruit. And, like, it's true. I didn't have fruit until, like, my late 20s. So,
wow. I'm not one to criticize, so.
Well, all right. Join us next week where we talk that and so much more. And thank you so much for listening. And
good day.
Good day to yous.
The Always Sunny cast is in no way endorsed or affiliated with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the FXX Network, or Philadelphia. The views and thoughts expressed in this podcast are of Eric Regan and Ross Northrup. If you enjoyed this podcast as much as we enjoy making it, please subscribe, rate, review, and pass it on. If you'd like to reach out, you can email us at alwayssunnycastpod@gmail.com or stay in touch with us by following our Instagram account at the Always Sunnycast Pod. We'll see you next time.